I lost all my OBS overlays. That's sad. I had my. Oh, maybe it's. Hmm. Maybe it's a restream thing. Oh, we need some tunes too. What do we want to listen to? Hmm. See what this sounds like. Oh, shoot, you know what? I gotta cancel the. Actually, you know what? I think YouTube will save the stream. I forgot to turn on the recording thing, and also I'm echoing. All right. Is anybody even watching this right now? I don't even know if anyone knows this is live. I can't tell from the chats. Steve. Some. Yeah, this will work. All right. All right. Cool. Make sure. Yep. All right. All right. Let's talk about this slate a little bit. Here, I haven't actually simmed the big DraftKings one. I was hurrying, so I only simmed the 4 seam. Let's just throw in our projections into the rally cap here. This big $8. Bring that in. Mixtape era Wiz Khalifa. If mixtape era Wiz Khalifa isn't DMCA, because the problem is all the royalty stuff uh we can get our videos taken down. If mixtape era Wiz Khalifa is DMCA free, we can throw that on next time. All right. So let's go ahead and sim this using my top stacks. Just using the ownership. So we'll go, what is this? 5.6% Yankees. San Diego Padres. 4.17. Does anybody know if did DraftKings add Mark Canna and this Candelario guy that I don't even know uh, to the draft group today for DraftKings for the Giants? They're missing from the. I kind of want to play Mark Canna. He's an actual interesting hitter the Giants got. If you didn't notice, I'm wearing this sick Giants Hawaiian T-shirt. Has the Krabby, Mr. Crab on it. Has the glove. Let's see. Where am I? I'm on Houston now. Texas. Where the heck is Min? Min is up there. Not even Julio. Not even like they haven't updated it or anything. That's a bummer if they had, and that kind of kills them as a stack. Even though I kind of want to play them. And yes, Homer alert for sure. But there's nothing better. Nothing better when you bet on your team or you have them in DFS or whatever, and they come through for you. You get that double whammy. Where's Boston? Boston is up here. So this definitely, I think we need to add. I think I've been talking to Trench Bomb about this. We need to add a way just to import these percentages to help speed this up a little bit. This part is kind of a grind. You got to do it every time too, unless you clone the job. Oakland is here. Angels. Miami. Alehouse and the Phillies. All right. All these are probably fine. Actually, for this big of a contest, I'm going to lower the minimum salary. That's why you like so many teams, yeah, right? All right. This is going to take a bit to run, so we can look at the FanDuel. I guess I kind of need to do this for FanDuel. That's okay. We can kind of take a look at this. Yeah, the old Fantasy Cruncher Stack Edition stuff. Pain. You know what? I wasn't even on. That was my hidden sheet. Okay. Oh, Fantasy Cruncher. it is still a thing. But Dave, he's kind of Fantasy Cruncher Dave is kind of, I don't know what you call it. Lost the plot a little bit, even more than he had before. There we go. All right, so in the Sims I ran before, kind of to set up the ownership, there's definitely Kikuchi and Joe Ryan. Yeah, Dave imploded many times. I think those guys will probably suck up most of the ownership on DraftKings. That makes sense to me. Kikuchi's first start for the Astros. I don't know. I don't know what to think about Tampa. I mean, they've sold everybody, so I don't know actually what their lineup looks like today, even. I know my projections don't like them as a stack, anyways. All right, let's pull up this. This thing's still running. Yeah. We can make this one smaller, kind of expand this out. See what we're getting on FanDuel. Actually, let's just download this. Let's go ahead and take this whole thing, and I'll just make a new spreadsheet and put it in a spreadsheet, and then we'll see if we can get some formulas together to kind of parse out the stacks, and then I can share it. That way, you guys know how to do it. This might take a minute to paste. Uh-oh. He's broken. How's our big sim doing? Not too bad. All right. I'll go ahead and share this thing. We'll do it live, like Bill O'Reilly said. Well, we kind of have to now. Oh boy. Just let's import that CSV. That'll be better. So where's our squeeze? This one. Yeah, we'll do this. Gonna take a minute to import. So what I'll do is call this like a FD sim results template. And then I'll share this in the chats so you guys can get it. I think it's published. I think publish to web is the better way to do this. We'll call it. I don't like doing it that way. I feel like it's better just to share it. And everybody who can get access to it is a viewer. Anyone with the link can view it. Yeah, this is what we want. Okay, let me put this in the chats. So you guys can have access to this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a couple functions here that'll help us parse out these stacks. So I asked our buddy Claude to do this for me so we can just do this over here, here, and then instead of A1, this is a W2. And it already broke. Let's see. Invalid call to non-function. Oh, I bet these aren't even. Okay. All right, so now we have that one. I wonder. This is where Google Sheets isn't the best. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Not A1, we want to do W2, like we're doing taxes. There we go. It's going to take forever. Let me just. Show you guys. I can show you guys what I'm doing. Let me hide my. There you go. Now you guys can't see what I was looking at. So this is the real power of computers these days. Just ask ChatGPT. Right. So all I've done, I'll just show you. All I did was show them here's the lineup stacks, right? I mean, this is the real alpha. All I did was paste in some of my lineup stacks to show them here's what I need to parse. Help me write an Excel function to parse this out. What I want to know is the first two parts of each stack, blah, blah, blah. So then it gave me this stuff. I think this would just work in Excel, but we're using Google Sheets for now. Right? And so there you go. So it gives you all sorts of stuff. And then told it, now do it in Google Sheets. Seems to be working okay. But now I said, okay, well, it's not working for these, right? NYY 4, Baltimore 4, which seems like a good stack. Look at that lineup. That looks good. So now it needs to be able to handle these. So now, after asking it, I told it it's giving me a value error for these kinds of weird stacks. And now it is, hopefully, these are going to work. We'll see. And we want to make sure, I probably could tell it actually to say W2. I always forget. Let's see. We can do this. Maybe that won't work. It's almost got it. So we could tell it in this case. So we'll go back here. And like this, it seems like it's working okay, right? There's no more value errors. But there's still kind of weird situations here, like these one-off ones. It seems to be only no stacks, which I suppose it doesn't really matter that much, but still, just for be thorough, we can tell it. See, then you got to encourage the AI. If you're nice to it, it'll give you the right answers. So hit the microphone. So now, let's see what it does. Now, actually, I'm going to be lazy here. So it'll rewrite these for me. Oh. All right. So now, Chad, let's see if Chad was right. This gigantic Excel function it just wrote for me. Well, it has Tor, but it doesn't have 3. Let's see. Nope. Team names, but not the number of players in the stack. Clay, where are you lost? I'm just asking ChatGPT to write a formula for us. I'll share this spreadsheet will be shared with you guys, and you can just download it, and then that way it'll parse out all the stacks for you. Let's try this again. Freaking Chad. Oh well. We don't care about no stack lineups anyway. So let's just go back to our original function, and we can just, let's make a filter here. We don't want to play non-stack lineups anyway. Uh-oh. I may have just frozen my computer. Oh, we got to pay to remove branding on the stream. How about that? Here. Do W2 again. Yep. Okay. So now we can take all these and put them on a new sheet. And now we have our parsed stacks. So if you, Clay, if you go to the document that I shared in the chats, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I put it in both chats on YouTube and Twitch. You could just download this sheet or you can make a new copy or whatever, and now you have these formulas in Z and AA will parse out the stack strings for you. So now you can actually see like what is your exposure here. It's annoying that it still isn't counting for this. But that's okay. So let's see some of these lineups now. Let's actually look at these. Because Let's just sort on ROI. A lot of Toronto, Tampa. I did say that Kikuchi is popular, or I think he's going to be popular today. So not surprising we see some Tampa as leverage. Where is my projection sheet? MLB projections. Here we go. Jays against Stroman. Yeah, I can see that in the bandbox that is Yankee Stadium. What is Stroman's ownership? Expected ownership? About 5. And the Jays were one of the top stacks. Okay. All right. So we can just look. Let's just pull the top 150. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my gosh, it just there we go. So we're gonna look at primary stack. Now we can see what we're getting here in our 150. We'll use lineup index and count unique. There we go. So we can just say this is, and all of this, you guys should be able to download all of this so you can mess with it yourself. But anyway, up here would be our number of lineups, thanks sheets. So we can expand this out. And then we can sort on this column. Whoops, that didn't do what I wanted it to. How do you sort? There's got to be a way to sort in. Come on. Maybe not. So a lot of Colorado again, as usual. I just don't understand why my model always loves Colorado, and it's not just because of Coors Field. Column header, right click. I think it's different because it's a. I think it's different because it is a pivot table. But we can actually do some cool stuff now because we have the pivot table working. For example, we can take a look at our ROIs. So this would be, yep, average ROI. We can look at our win percentages. Format this into a percentage. This is, do we want to do ROI or cash? Let's just do cash because it looks cooler. Now let's do ROI. Oops. Okay. Percentage. Yeah, that's not what we want. All right. I wish I knew how to sort with sheets. This is FD right now. And we can grab some other stuff too. We can look at projection here. Data. What if I just convert it to a table? Nope. Sad. Oh, here. This is how you sort. Over here on the right in pivot table editor. So we could just look at let's look at how many lineups we have first of each one. We want to sort descending. So again, we're getting a lot of Colorado, a lot of Cincinnati. We look at we can pull up our projections now and look at our stacks. And see. Yeah, I guess you can. It's just hidden in you got to do it on the rows and pivot table editor. So again, you guys can download this now, and you can see how I did this, and then you should be able to like just take your if you download this as a CSV or just make a new copy of this sheet. I think you can go File, Download, CSV. You can do it that way, or if you're a viewer of the sheet, you should be able. There should be a button that says like Make a Copy, and then it'll just make a new copy for you, or like download. You can basically make it your own personal sheet. And then what you can do is you can just take your sim results and just dump them in the same sheet, and it'll do this stack parsing for you, just like this. And then you can make your own. Then you can make a pivot table with it, or you can do whatever. You can export your 150, blah blah blah. So we definitely are getting a lot of the Kikuchi leverage. Yankees, I think, Yankees were the highest stack probability. So we get a bunch of them. 11, so about 10%. Not as much Atlanta in this case, even though my numbers do like them a little bit. But this is a good example where, like, if you are just blindly running 150, you get a bunch of Colorado and Cincinnati, but they don't even grade out that well. Like, if you're looking at ROI and win probability and projection, they really don't grade out that well as stacks. And it's actually more like these Toronto stacks are like the premium ones of the day. And Tampa as ROI is okay, but again, the projection is low, right? And so, like, if you're just choosing which stacks you want to run, this is a good. You can run a sim, pivot off of it like this, and kind of look at some of this data to decide which one you actually want to play. You don't have to just blindly press the top stack stuff. Like, if I was running one lineup today, I would probably just run the Jays against Stroman. I don't know if Vlad Jr. was on fire for a while. I don't know if he's cooled off at all, but not like it really matters in baseball. But they do seem pretty attractive, even though Stroman isn't exactly like the most leveraged play, like Tampa is. In terms of probability and ownership, Toronto seems like your best bet and your expected ROI if you were to play them in one lineup. So you can do the same thing now, except we can do another pivot table. And we can just slam it into an existing sheet. We can put it here. And now we can do the same thing we can do with pitchers. And we can do our, what did we do? We did the number of lineups. So that was lineup index. We want to count unique. And then we want to do ROI as an average. We want to do win probability. And then I believe projection was the other one that we looked at. Yeah. Average. All right. So looking at our pitchers. Go ahead and sort. Kind of annoying we have the FanDuel IDs. So a lot of Joe Ryan, still a lot of Kikuchi. Was it like 20% Kikuchi? 40% Joe Ryan. What were my let's see. What was my ownership on FanDuel for these guys? So I had Joe Ryan for about 18% ownership. We're way over that if we just ran this 150 blindly. And Kikuchi at 27%, we'd be a little under the field if we just ran these 150 blindly. And the interesting thing, like if you're running 150, you'd end up with 20% Kikuchi, so you're a little under the field. But then you're way over the field on Tampa stacks. So you're getting leverage. At least you're getting leverage on Tampa, but you're still protected in a way if Kikuchi has a big game. This was our average of ROI. This was our win percent. Here we go. The percentage. The Gauss-Can lineups are good. I guess it's just because if the Yankees are bad and the Yankees are owned, and Gauss-Can has a good game, I mean, it's just leverage off of the Yankees. It's also just small sample size, right? Same with the Stroman, 132 ROI for the one lineup he's in, 132 ROI. Tyler Phillips against the Mariners. I know he had a good game last time. I really don't know anything about him. And same with Schwellenbach. Then we just get a bunch of these one-offs, which is probably okay. I don't know. Everybody has their own methodology of how they want to handle pitching. I don't mind being over the field on like the popular pitchers I think are good. My buddy Clem Saucy likes Schwellenbach. Who is that? Is he against the Marlins today? Is that who? It's Miami, Atlanta, right? I think that's right. Well, with Schwellenbach, you do get lineups with better projections. I don't know if he's cheap or not. Let's see. On DK, I have him about 17%. And then Ryan 36% and Kikuchi 30%. All right. So you guys should be able to grab this now. This is for FanDuel, this template, but these formulas here should work for DraftKings as well. And I can even make a DK results template if we want. Do like this. DK sim results template. Yeah. I don't know. He has such I don't know. Kikuchi's tough for me. I can see the vision with Kikuchi. How about that? He's also got his name is also just fun to say. So I'm only playing one lineup today on actually let me just finish this off. So I'm only playing one lineup today on FanDuel. I'm probably gonna rock a Toronto stack or a Yankees stack. Four 1-1-1. I don't really think so. Here's an interesting little game stack. Who's the pitcher? Kikuchi. Schwellenbach. This one looks interesting. You get an Otani Judge lineup with Schwellenbach. This looks like a good one maybe for a single entry on FanDuel. You have the nice floors with Otani and Judge. And then this probably is your best leverage spot, right? Tampa, probably Joe Ryan, a bunch of Tampa, and Otani. That seems to make sense as a leverage play off of Kikuchi. Although kind of high ownership. All right, let's look at our DraftKings. You're lost on the video. What are you lost on? I'm just showing how I look at these. I mean, this is like, I'm going pretty fast, but this is how when I'm running these sims and stuff, this is how I'm analyzing these. Like, I'm just taking the sim results, putting them into, I have Python scripts to do this too, but I'm putting them into Excel or Python or whatever, and just looking at the top, like, trying to figure out what my right exposure should be, and also making sure I'm not like overexposed to certain players. I'm not really looking like, especially when I'm MMEing, I'm not really looking like individual player exposures and stuff. I don't really care, especially for baseball because the variance is so high. Like it's almost never will I get more than like 30% of a hitter, even just blindly pasting in lineups like this and just looking at the top 150 lineups. You might get a lot of exposure to a single stack, but never to like one player. Yeah, you can. I don't know if I turned on the. I may have forgotten to turn on the Twitch. Yeah, collab. Collab is good. This thing not gonna work again. Let's see if it pasted. See what Gauss-Can's numbers are against a lot of at bats because he was with the Orioles too for a long time. Davis Martin. That's a creative player name right there. Davis Martin is like a name for a prospect in MLB The Show, like in year 20 of your dynasty. My Python scripts OA, I do them in locally. So I use VS Code and then I also use Cursor. Cursor is really cool. It's a it's like let me see if I have a good example. I don't really have a good example to show you. But oh, actually, here's the exposure tool that I have for Python that I showed last time. So the nice thing is all the AI stuff is integrated. So like right now it's hooked up to Claude Sonnet. And so here's this script here that all it's doing is it's taking sim results and my top stacks data and it's just picking through lineups, getting exposures kind of to where like in this case, all I was doing was trying to spread out my exposure. So it's showing like, I got 12 Mets lineups all the way down to like one off of the Marlins. But anyway, the cool thing about Cursor is what's a good example? It'll autofill stuff for you. So you can be like if, and see how it's like autofilling? I don't even have to type anything. And then you can just tab and it completes for you. And it's like in my experience, it is very good at knowing kind of what you're about to type and getting ahead of you. And just then like the amount of typing I have to do relatively speaking for coding is way smaller now with Cursor. And then like if I have a question, I can go up here and say I can just type like this chat. It'll use the file that we're working on. And then now I'm just interacting with the AI. Now it's telling me what it thinks like a low risk, medium risk, high risk. So anyway, I recommend Cursor if you use Python. I think it's pretty freaking slick. And it's built on top of VS Code too, so you have all of the VS Code suite of tools and you get the integrated AI stuff. Yeah, I'll post the DK one if it works. Let's import. So what you can do when you're bringing the files in, the lineups in, because there's so many, is you go to import and then to upload. And then you just go find your sim results. This one might take a minute. It's $20 a month, and you choose it's actually there is a free version of it. And they have their own version of Copilot. It's called Copilot Plus Plus. But you can hook it up to any one of your subscriptions. So like if you have a ChatGPT subscription, you just hook it up to that. All right, so here is our DraftKings data. If it wants to import, I don't know. This might be too big of a file. Maybe it is too big of a file. Go it this way. All right, so let's just go ahead and filter out the non-stack lineups again. I don't really care about those. And then we'll bring these, all of our stack lineups, we'll bring them to a new sheet. Damn, Google Sheets is slow. It is a lot of columns, though. Let's do it this way so we don't have to copy as much stuff. So what we're going to do, if you guys don't know how to use these, is so on data, you go to data, create a filter, and it creates a filter on all these header columns. And then we just go over to lineup type, click on the little triangle thing, generated stack. And then because it's so many lineups, I'll just filter. We'll go filter by condition if it's going to run. And all we're going to do is go down to greater than or equal to. And we'll get all positive ROI lineups just to make this a little faster. We'll paste these. There we go. And then we will delete the main sheet because it is slowing this thing down a lot. And then I'll make a new sheet. And we'll call this top 150. It doesn't have to be top 150, but. And then make a couple new columns here to get our sheets parsed out. Primary stack. Secondary stack. And grab this from our FanDuel. X. X2. Yep. And here is the link for this, by the way. There's the link for the DraftKings one. So again, you should just be able to download this on your own or make your own copy of it. And just leave these stack columns alone. That's annoying. Custom. Oh, you bastard. Undo. There we go. Split text to columns. Custom. It's hiding the custom from me. Make this bigger. Maybe it won't hide from me anymore. Why is it? I don't know. That's weird. It won't. I don't know how to make it. How to make it split the columns. Oh, Is that what the problem is? That's stupid. Wow, that is dumb. Ugh. Okay, let's do insert column left. And we will split custom dash. Now we have this, and then we can go if is blank AC2, comma, then we're going to use AB2, or we're going to use AC2 if it's not blank. That didn't quite work. What if we do AC2 equals? There it is. Okay. There. They say temp. Yep. And we'll say this is secondary stack. All right. This looks better. So then again, I'm just going to sort on ROI. So you go to data, filter, ROI. And I'm just going to go down to 150. Copy these and put them on my top 150 sheet. There we go. Temp, we'll call this temp 1. Call this temp 2. And then we're going to go back. We'll go to back, insert, pivot table, new sheet. And back to our stacks. We'll make sure our lineup index is count unique. Then we did, I can't even remember now, ROI. Averaged ROI. We looked at win probability. And we looked at projection. There we go. And then let's just go ahead and sort on our and actually this would be better if we did it a percent of column. There, how about that? All right, so what are we getting here on DraftKings then? A lot of Toronto, a lot more Toronto on DraftKings than we did on FanDuel. So with this, we'd be getting, what is this? 35% J stacks. Seems aggressive, but you know what? YOLO. That's what the number's like. Kind of funny we don't get, so we only get the, I guess we do have Tampa here. So we get only 4% Tampa. We're on FanDuel with the smaller stack sizes, and I'm assuming because of the ownership difference, we get about 10%. So we get about double Tampa on FanDuel. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, we really like these Jays stacks today. I guess if the Jays are good today, then it'll be a good day. But no guarantee there. See what else is interesting about this. So we have, this is our ROI. A lot of Colorado again. I really don't want to play that much Colorado. And you can see like the average projection, it just isn't very good with them. And Texas. And Houston. Like if you're just setting on a stack, like I would much rather play one of these guys that have a decent projection and have good ROIs. And Texas actually has the highest ROI. Is kind of interesting. Which Aubrey? The one that's completely cooked right now? He hasn't even made a song this summer because after what happened? So Texas didn't grade out that well on FanDuel, but on DraftKings, that big contest, at least by ROI, Texas looks like a good play today. All right, so then back to our top 150. We do another pivot table. Bring it over here. This is kind of annoying because... what's the nice way to do this? All right. Here's what we can do. We're going to grab all the pictures. Well... I don't know if that's going to work or not. I think we have to do it this way. So we'll grab all the pictures. Put them on a new sheet. Then we'll take all these guys. There's definitely a better way to do this, without a doubt. And then we're going to remove duplicates, if I can find it in here. Where is my remove duplicates? Oh, that's actually better. Yeah, good call. So we can just do... So this unique formula, gonna go here. That's quite... I think that's quite right. It depends on the job. Oh, yeah, I could ask Chad. I don't know, I'm so far down this rabbit hole now. There it is. Hey, this is the scream. Just G. We lost him. What did I do? what have I done? Oh, no. Yeah. So we're going to do a count if on our top 150 on this entire range. I don't think I have every picture, but I don't really... I'm mad now because it didn't work the way I wanted to. Then we'll just count the number of Joe Ryans. Then we'll... We'll just say... E. Who cares? And then average ROI, average win percent, and average projection. Average if. Ooh, I don't know if average if is even going to work. We'll see. isn't working the way I wanted to. Oh, that's why. What we want to do is average if, oops, up here, comma, Joe Ryan, comma, and then we just want to dim ROI. Hey. And this needs to be R. This is M. So we do like the Schwellenberger lineups again. I have to trust you on that, Clem, on Schwellen. I said Schwellenberger. Thinking of the FAU coach, Schwellenbach. So I don't really want to. So you guys can see, like when you look at this, if you copy this sheet, you can see the formulas I use, and you can kind of recreate what I've done here. I don't. It's kind of hard to sort without making values, so I'm not going to touch it. Yeah, we like the Schwellenbach. And I guess Ryan's win percentage and ROI get diluted a little bit because he is so owned, right? Like he's in 63% of lineups, so his win percentage is lower than Kikuchi, we're only getting the absolute best of the Kikuchi lineups. But the projection on those lineups looks good. The projection on Schwellenbach lineups looks good. It seems like this is the combo that we're going to be looking for if we're playing one lineup on DraftKings. Gavin Stone. I can't do it. Can't do it with Gavin Stone. So the nice thing is now what we can do is we can just look, what if we only played 20 lineups? So this is, yeah, you can't, yeah. So we can go to here. All of this stuff we can just delete. And now we're getting, if we're just running 20 today, 35% Toronto. So again, actually, we end up with about half of our lineups are some kind of Toronto stack, which is, that's a lot to put in the pot on one team. But 20 lineups, I don't mind it. I think generally speaking, 150, I like to spread my exposures out a little more and just get a bunch of shots on goal with different teams. If I'm only playing like 20 or less than like 50, I don't mind being way over the field on certain players. Actually, need to do 20 here. So we would be getting about 75% Joe Ryan. So yeah, with 20 lineups, we're getting a ton of Schwellenbach and Joe Ryan. And again, these Joe Ryan, there's so much ownership on Joe Ryan. His win percentage and ROI get diluted a little bit. Doesn't really surprise me. And the Kikuchi lineups that are good are really good. How much? It's only 5%. So we get one Tampa stack contrarian against Kikuchi. Where with 150 we're getting a little bit more. Let's see. Let me delete this. Or Phillips. I don't know. I just don't know anything about him. Yeah, we could look at secondaries. Really, like, the thing that kind of sucks about Excel and Sheets, Google Sheets, not Sheets the person. Sheets is cool. The person's cool. Uh, uh, is like in Python, it's really easy to combine all these stacks together and get a little more like figure out the combinations and what you're getting, right? Like in that one exposure tool thing I have, it shows you like the combinations. In Excel, it's a little more of a pain in the ass, or Google Sheets. But yeah, we could do the same thing here. And actually, it's easier just to copy this and replace. Let's see. We get some more contrarian Rockies when we're doing 20. Gotta hate the Rockies. We got basically it looks like any kind of Toronto combination is the play today. Hopefully that's right. Figure this out. And let's do, what does it look like if we do this? It breaks it. Not much. I would expect to see some Dodgers and more Dodgers and Yankees as the secondaries today. Just because it's so easy to play the Judge Soto combination, easy to play Ohtani and Hernandez or whoever else you went from the Dodgers. I lost my. There we go. Yeah, Wu confuses me. He seems like he should be so much better than he is. Like he has really good stuff, in my opinion. I don't know what the baseball savant gods say, but oops. So let's look at these. That's another good thing you can do with pivot tables is you can dial in to see like what are your combinations here. So if we're looking at these 35% Toronto, it's Toronto with some one-offs, Toronto with Yankees, Toronto with Colorado, and Toronto with Cincinnati. So that's, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. And then here's like your Kikuchi Ryan combination with Toronto and a bunch of one-offs. Here's Ohtani. Yeah, it makes sense. This one you're leaving 1,400 on the table. You could probably upgrade like Jackson Merrill, somebody. Go play Lawrence Butler or something. One of those A's. But anyway, so I'll probably end it. I gotta make projections with all the late lineups now. Kind of redo them. But yeah, looking like the Jays tonight. And hopefully you guys are able to use these sheets and kind of copy what I did so you can analyze these. But yeah, this is when I'm running, like this is all I'm doing when I run our sims in Opto is I'm just taking the lineups out, dumping them into an Excel or Python, and I'm not really looking like at individual swaps and stuff. I don't really care. All I want to know is just kind of like what is the overall ownership I'm getting here. Like how much Toronto, like I don't want to make sure I'm not getting too much of like a weird leverage stack. Sometimes if I do this, I'll get some strange, like on days when my numbers like Colorado, and the Colorado's facing a really good pitcher who's high owned, you can end up with some weird ownership on specific stacks like that. And I don't like getting top heavy with like a bad team stack. But Toronto, I'm fine with. I'm fine with being 50% owned on Toronto. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, you can hit us up in Discord. We're always around. And go Jays tonight. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Good luck tonight, everybody. I might do another stream. Might do another stream on Monday. We'll see, or Tuesday. Tuesday's usually good baseball days. See. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Good luck tonight.